Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time we're going to do our NFL predictions for all of our matchups coming up for Week 5 of the 2025 NFL season. But what we're going to be focusing on mainly today is our best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. But we're going to predict the outcome for every single game, the Sunday ones, the Monday ones, try to predict the winner, loser, final score, the money line, the spread, the over-under. We're going to touch on all those things. First things first, though, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop them below. Let me know who you think is going to win these matchups. What are your favorite picks this weekend? Leave it in the comments section. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. We had a pretty good start to the season. We hit the Thursday night game down on the head. We got the score right. We got the spread right. We got the over-under right. We're starting out the week hot. We have a very high bar, though. Let's try to continue that momentum into the weekend. The very first game that we're going to be looking at is going to be a really early one, Dublin, Ireland, 9:30 a.m. NFL Network. The 2-1 Minnesota Twins versus the 2-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. The big news that's been dominating the week so far is J.J. McCarthy going to be playing this game. I said last week Carson Wentz, obviously, very serviceable backup. He has a lot of reps under his belt, a lot of experience, and he actually outplayed J.J. McCarthy last week. There is no reason at all in any way whatsoever to rush J.J. McCarthy back because Carson Wentz is playing pretty good. He has playmakers around him. Mason, Jefferson might be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Let J.J. McCarthy take his time. Let Winston do his thing. They also have a good defense to rely on. Just let this team cook. For the Steelers, they have the veteran Aaron Rodgers. 7 touchdowns, 3 picks right now, 600 yards passing. Steelers, where's that Mike Tomlin defense? The defense has actually been pretty questionable so far this season. Pittsburgh, 42.3% chance to win. Minnesota, 57.3%. The Vikings are 1.5 run favorites. The over-under here is 41.5. You have the Steelers coming into this game plus 120, and the Vikings are minus 140. When you're looking at these two teams here, who has the better defense? It's obviously Minnesota as of right now. Who has the better offense? It's probably also Minnesota if Wentz plays up to par. Vikings are averaging 27 a game, giving up 18.7. The Steelers are averaging 24 a game. They're giving up 25.7, 247 through the air. The Vikings will have opportunity to vertically push the ball down the field. Steelers just aren't getting much push at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to go with the Vikings winning this one on the road, but it's across the world. Anything can happen on a road game like this for both teams. We could see a sloppy game potentially, but give me Minnesota winning this one 27-21, covering the spread, and I'll go with the over. And then at 1 p.m. on CBS, the 2-1 Washington Commanders versus the 1-2 Atlanta Falcons. Right now, the Falcons, 43.4% chance to win. The Commanders, 56.3%, but it's the Falcons. This spread's been moving all over the place. The big news dominating it since yesterday, Jaden Daniels officially will not be playing this game, so it's going to be Marcus Mariota, just like Carson Wentz. A lot of reps under his belt. This guy's been around. He has played this offense exceptionally well. Didn't last season, didn't last week. They got the W here. They can move the ball with him. He's a dual threat quarterback, but the Falcons, they were the underdogs, and now with that news, they are the favorites. 1.5 point favorites, a 43.5 over-under. Washington plus 105, Atlanta minus 125. This is a very interesting game. So much hinges on what's this Falcons offense going to look like. They have so many playmakers on this team, but they have not been efficient on the offensive side. Penix loves to vertically push the ball down the field. Keep the ball on the ground. Run the ball. Bijan Robinson, Algiers, great running back 1-2 combo there. Let the running game lead to the play action. They're only averaging 14 points a game, giving up 19.7. The defense is not playing bad. We just need to see more consistency from the offense. With the Commanders, Jaden Daniels, the offensive rookie of the year last year. He can do everything. Throw it, run it. They had a top 6 offense last season. He's gone, so your leader's gone. Scary Terry's out. Thankfully for you, you still have Deebo Samuel. You still have Marcus Mariota. He's a veteran. This is not a big stage for him. They're averaging 26.7, throwing for 197, running for 157, giving up 19 points a game. Even though Washington is now the underdog, I'm still going to ride with them. Give me the Commanders pulling off the win here. They win this one 28-20. I'm going to go with the plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the over. And then on CBS at 1 p.m., the 3-0, the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers. I will say this about the Chargers so far this season. This is honestly the best I've seen Justin Herbert look since he came into the league. He's decisive. He's efficient. He's pushing the ball vertically down the field. This team is gunslinging it up and down the field. Harbaugh usually loves to have a balanced offense. That's not the case this season. He's completely abandoned the run. They're just chucking it down the field. They're just air raiding it out. But you can't knock it because it's working so far. They'll be on the road here versus the 0-3 New York Giants. Daboll, he's got to be on the hot seat. We are counting down the games to when he potentially gets fired here. They got rid of Jones. They got rid of Barkley. Both those guys playing like pro ballers right now. And the Giants continue to stink it up. They have a 25.4% chance to win. Chargers a 74.4% chance to win. 6.5-point favorites, 43.5 over-under. Los Angeles minus 300, New York plus 250. Honestly, Vegas is not giving the Giants any chance to win this game. That's when it gets a little scary here. You feel like it might be getting set up. Right now, Justin Herbert almost 900 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick. They have Johnson. They have Ladd McConkey. They have Hampton. Hampton's looking like a really good running back so far. Plus, he can catch the ball out the backfield. Giants, Russell Wilson not getting the nod here. He had 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. They're going with Jackson Dart. That is a lot to ask Jackson Dart to come in here versus a top 10 overall defense and lead the Giants to win. Hopefully, the guy can do it. Hopefully he can have a solid game, but that's a lot to ask here because the Chargers, they are consistently moving the ball, 23.3 points a game, throwing for 270, only giving up 16.7 points a game. Very good front seven. They're going to be in Jackson Dart's grill the entire game, trying to force some errant throws, trying to get some turnovers. New York, 17.3 points a game, giving up 27.7. They give up 252 through the air, 153 on the ground. The Chargers are going to be able to throw and run the ball at will. Give me LA winning this one on the road. 30-17. They cover the spread. I'll go with the over. And 1 p.m. on CBS, the 0-3 Tennessee Titans. They had the number 1 overall pick last season, guys. They might have it again next year. This team is looking really bad. How about this offensive line? Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick, the most sacked quarterback in NFL history through the first 3 games. That's not a stat that you're liking right now if you are a Tennessee Titans fan. They'll be on the road versus the 0-3, the winless Houston Texans. How on earth are the Houston Texans, who a lot of people pick to win this division, 0-3 right now, season's still young. They got to turn it around, though. We got CJ Stroud, you got to get back to 2023 form. It's not optional. You got Nico Collins. Some people say you have the best defense on paper. The defense is playing well, but the offense is not moving the ball. Houston, 68.4% chance to win. Titans, 31.3% chance. The Texans, 7.5-point favorites, 39.5 over under. Tennessee, plus 300. Houston, minus 400. God, those are some crazy numbers. Looking at these overall team stats here, you have, like I said, the Texans struggling to consistently move the ball down the field. They're only averaging 12.7 points a game, sub 13 offense, throwing for 172, running for 95, giving up 17 points a game. The defense is holding up their part. They're on the field a long time here. They're still holding the offenses at bay. Thankfully for them, Tennessee, they're better, but they're not that much better. 17 points a game, giving up 31.3. One of the worst defenses you're going to see this season. If there was ever time for the Texans offense to turn it around, it's got to be this game. Give me Houston winning this one. They win it 21-17. I'm going to go with the plus 7.5, and I'm going to go with the under. I don't trust either of these offenses, but Houston pulls off the W. Then at 1 p.m. on Fox, the 3-0, the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. They don't look as dominant as they did last season, but guys, they are the reigning Super Bowl champs. The season is young. They're doing what they want to do. They're running the ball. They're controlling the pace of the game. They're letting the defense do what they do, and they're just running it down your throat. Try to stop them. No one can stop the tush push. They'll be on the road here versus the 3-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have to give the Buccaneers some props. This team, mad respect to them. They got cojones. They are lining up. They are dominating in the fourth quarter. 3 straight comeback wins, fourth quarter wins. Baker Mayfield, when Baker Mayfield is on, is a fun thing to watch. He's slinging it down the field. They're running the ball. Defense is playing well. Right now, the Buccaneers in this game, they have a 46.7% chance to win. Philadelphia, 52.9% chance. The Eagles, 3.5-point favorites, 43.5 over under. Philly, minus 200. Tampa Bay, plus 170. Do not underestimate the Buccaneers here. They have a lot of injuries. They are starting to pile up right now. Even Baker Mayfield has been listed as questionable. Godwin, he's not back yet. Mike Evans will not be playing this game. They have Egbuka, and they have Bucky Irving. They still have some weapons, and they have the heart of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know they played really tough. They're at home. That's got to be worth something. But the Philadelphia Eagles, they are fully healthy right now with one of the best, one of the most loaded offensive rosters. Smith, Brown, Saquon Barkley, the best running back, Jalen Hurts. This is a team that's a 50-50 balance team. They're going to throw for 180. They're going to run for 180. They're going to play good defense. They have a great offensive line. They have a great front seven, and they're starting to get hot right now. They're averaging 25.7 points a game, giving up 21. Tampa Bay, 24 points a game, giving up 22, dominating the run game, only giving up 84 on the ground. Their front seven playing well, but they're going to have their hands full here versus this Eagles O-line and this Eagles rushing game. Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, you got to account for both of them on the ground, extending plays, controlling time of possession, controlling the clock. I think the Eagles have enough. I think the Buccaneers, as they always do, they put up a very good fight. They always play the Eagles close, but Philly wins this one 27-24. I'll go with the plus 3.5, and I'm going to go with the over. And 1 p.m. on Fox, the 1-2 Carolina Panthers. How about the Panthers last week pulling off the win, pulling off a shutout, 30-0, dominating performance. It showed what they're capable of. They actually had a really competitive second half of last season because they got Chuba Hubbard going on the ground. That led to the play action. Bryce Young very efficient in the play action, but he needs that run game. It's not optional. If the Panthers can't run the ball, Bryce Young does not throw vertically down the field well. They'll be on the road here versus the 1-2 New England Patriots. Very difficult to beat a Foxborough. They play well at home. Drake May, almost 800 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. The Patriots, 60% chance to win. Panthers on the road, 39.7. Pats are 5.5-point favorites, 42.5 over under. Carolina plus 200. New England minus 240. The Panthers, like I said, it's not optional. They have to dominate on the ground here. But the Patriots actually right now, one of the best rush defenses in the NFL. Carolina, they're averaging 20.7 points a game, giving up 17.7. They gave up twice that last season. The season is young still, but this defense is twice as good as it was last year. Baby steps, but hey, give this team props. They're playing some competitive football. Patriots, 20 points a game. Throwing for 246, running for 100, giving up 22.7, only giving up 60.3 on the ground. I already said Panthers want to run the ball. New England, they're going to make it very difficult. They want to force the Panthers into third and long situations, make Bryce Young uncomfortable, might get some turnovers here, get a lot of pressure on him. Give me the Pats winning this one at home, 23-17. They cover the spread, but I'll go with the under. 1 p.m. on CBS, the 0-3 New Orleans Saints. Spencer Rattler throws a beautiful deep ball, but outside of that, he's not very accurate. They got some weapons, Kamara, Olave, Cooks. He just has to get the guys the ball. It's the dink and dunk, the short intermittent passing game. Everything can't be a bomb. The defense has kind of been up and down. The Saints, they need to win bad here. The season is getting away from them very quick, but unfortunately for them, they're on the road versus the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. The Bills, one of the best offenses, one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. They are rolling, throwing the ball, running the ball. The defense, not the best to start the season, but you know they're going to come around. But so much, it is Josh Allen here, the reigning MVP award winner. This guy can do everything. He's been efficient the last 2 seasons. He's not forcing things. He's taking whatever the opposing defense gives him and then just taking a little bit more, but he can throw it. He can run it. They have a lot of weapons on the team, but it's what they do on the ground. They wear you down over the course of 3-4 quarters. They start to dominate time of possession. And that's when those deep passes start to open up. And Josh Allen, he loves to just let it loose. Right now, the Bills, 78.8% chance to win. Saints, 21% chance to win. Buffalo, 14.5-point favorites. That is a massive spread for an NFL game. I think the one last week was like 12.5, 13.5, and the Bills didn't cover that one. But Vegas is loving their chance here to put up some points and for it to be a curb stomping, basically. The over-under's 47.5. Saints, plus 900. The Bills, minus 1,800. Those are the real numbers. Seems crazy, but Vegas is giving the Bills a real shot here for this to be a complete curb stomping. Right now, the Saints offense, they're really struggling. 15.7 points a game. They're giving up 30 points a game, twice as much as they're scoring. And Buffalo, the number 2 offense in the NFL currently. They're averaging 34 points a game, throwing for 257, running for 163, very balanced, well over 400 yards of offense per game, giving up 23.7, only giving up 131 through the air. Secondary playing very well. Give me Buffalo winning this one. They win it easily. They don't look back. They win it 31-17, but with that massive spread, I hate massive spreads. So I'll go with the plus 14.5, and I'm going to go with the over. And at 1 p.m. on Fox, we have 2 teams going in completely different directions. The 1-2 Cleveland Browns, but the Cleveland Browns pulled off one of the upset wins last week. Give this team some props. They have the oldest quarterback in the NFL, one of the best defenses. Their defense usually gets completely wore out second half because they can't buy a first down. But hey, they pulled off the upset win last week. Give them some props. They'll be on the road here versus the 2-1 Detroit Lions. The Browns, they can't buy a first down. The Lions right now, they are just curb-stomping teams. They have the number 1 offense last year, 33.1 points a game. They're going to match that this season. They are loaded on the offensive side. Detroit, 76.7% chance to win. Cleveland, 23.1. The Lions here, the spread is up to 10.5. Another massive spread. I don't like them. The over-under's 44.5. Browns, plus 400. Detroit, minus 600. When you look at this Detroit offense, Goff, Montgomery, Gibbs, St. Brown, LaPorta, there's weapons at every single level, at every single skill position. And on the other side for the Browns, you got Joe Flacco. This guy's been around for a while. 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. You got Quinton Junkins, you got Fannin Jr. They just don't have the weapons. They have the defense, but the offense has to help him out. Cleveland, 15.3 points per game, giving up 22.7, only 57.3 on the ground. The number 1 rush defense, but they can only hold the Lions at bay for so long. Jared Goff, sometimes he'll give you a good game. Sometimes he'll come out and he will look like crap, but the Lions still have so much firepower. 34.3 points a game. Throwing for 245, running for 149, giving up 26. They are giving up some points, but thankfully, the Browns just don't have the offense to keep up with them. Give me Detroit winning this one at home, 27-16. They cover the huge spread, and I'm going to go with the under just barely. Now on Fox at 4:05 p.m., the 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me just say this. Cohen so far, the offense looks pretty good. They are consistently moving the ball down the field. Trevor Williams, a lot of turnovers here. That's what he does. But I will say this is the most decisive and aggressive I have seen him play since his rookie season. Give him some respect there. Keep the turnovers down, but at least he's not afraid to let it loose. And what about Etienne? He is going off right now, almost 300 yards to the first 3 games. He's showing he's not a bust right now. They'll be on the road versus the 3-0 San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, they're all over the place this year with injuries. To me, in my personal opinion, they had the best roster in the NFL last year, but they were just decimated with injuries, completely derailed the season, and it looked like it was starting off that way again this season. Jennings was banged up, Purdy was banged up, McCaffrey was banged up, Kittle's banged up, now Mac Jones is banged up, but Brock Purdy's going to be back. That gives this offense a little bit of a boost. The 49ers, 51.9% chance to win. The Jags, 47.8. The 49ers are 3.5-point favorites, 46.5 over-under. San Francisco, minus 175. The Jags, plus 150. Looking at the overall team stats, Jacksonville is moving the ball, 23.3 points a game. Throwing for 215, running for 142, pretty balanced, giving up 17 points a game. The Jags actually have a pretty decent defense, and the secondary was one of the worst last season. They're playing a lot better right now. San Francisco, 19.7 points a game, but that's with a lot of injuries. Purdy's back now. They're throwing for 271. They are pushing the ball down the field, giving up 16.3. This is a solid defense. They are at home. In my personal opinion, I do think this is a 50-50 game. I don't want to go anywhere near this one because I think it's a pick 'em. I'm going to go a little bit out on a ledge here. It's perfectly fine to call me crazy. Give me the Jags pulling off the upset. I did say that. Jacksonville wins this one 20-16. I'll go with the plus 3.5, and I'm going to go with the under. And also at 4:05 p.m. on Fox, the 3-0, the Indianapolis Colts undefeated. If you called the Colts right now, looking like Peyton Manning Colts, give yourself some respect. This team's come out of nowhere. Daniel Jones, the Giants dumped him. He looked awful, looked like a complete bust with the Giants. Just like Saquon Barkley, he goes to another team. He's playing like a Pro Bowler right now. He looks like Peyton Manning on the Colts. This team, they are lighting it up. They are throwing the ball, running the ball, playing really good defense. But can they keep that up? It's really early in the season, but right now they're playing like one of the best teams in the NFL. They'll be on the road here versus the 2-1 Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, they had that game last week. They lost it. Crazy fluke stuff happens, but a loss is a loss. But they showed that they can compete with the best teams in the NFL. Stafford, as long as his back isn't bothering him, he's a straight up gunslinger. They have a lot of weapons. He will gunsling it all day long. Defense is playing pretty good. The Rams right now, 59.6% chance to win. The Colts, a 40.1% chance. LA, 3.5-point favorites, 49.5 over under. The Colts are plus 155. The Rams minus 185. Looking at the team stats, Colts 34.3 points a game. It is a top 5 offense, throwing for 265, running for 153, giving up 18.7 points a game. Jonathan Taylor leading the NFL in rushing yards, almost 350 yards on the ground through the first 3 weeks. Daniel Jones right now, almost 900 yards passing. Rams 24.3 points a game, throwing for 237, running for 127, giving up 20.3. Even though the Colts are lighting it up, they're a great, fun team to watch at some point, and they got to get an L. I have it happening this week on the road. Give me the Rams winning this one 28-24. They cover the spread. I'll go with the over. Then on CBS at 4:25 p.m., the 1-2 Chicago Bears, very impressive win last season. You got to say it like this. Caleb Williams so far this season, the season's still pretty early on, but he's looking a lot better than he did last season. The offense looks a lot more functional, but the defense is kind of playing like crap, but at least they're scoring some points here. He has weapons. Swift, if he's fully healthy, DJ Moore, Odunze. Caleb Williams, just don't hold the ball too long. Get rid of it. If it's not there, throw it away. They'll be on the road versus the 1-2 Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll's team, new offense, new scheme, Geno Smith. The big question with Geno Smith is it's Jekyll Hyde. Which Geno Smith shows up? 3 touchdowns, Geno. 3 interception, Geno. It's a 50-50. Could go either way. Raiders, 52.5% chance to win. The Bears, a 47.1% chance. This entire week, the Bears were actually the Vegas favorites. It has flipped as of today. Raiders are 1.5-point favorites, 48.5 over-under. LA, minus 125. Chicago, plus 105. Looking at the team stats here, you have the Raiders coming in here, 17.7 points a game. They got some weapons here. They can run the ball. Geno Smith, you got Brock Bowers. Myers push the ball down the field. They are throwing for 248. Trust in your offense. And they're giving up 24.7. They do give up a lot of pass yards, 237 through the air. Chicago, a really good offense, 25.3 points a game, throwing for 234, running for 113, giving up 31 points a game. Like I said, the defense is worse than last season, but at least the offense is better. Either way, I'm going to ride with the Raiders getting the win here. I think they have just enough at home. They're due for a win. This is Pete Carroll. Come on. You got to say at least close to 500. Raiders win this one 23-20. They cover the spread. I'll go with the under. And our next one, a really fun one, 4:25 p.m. CBS, the 1-2 Baltimore Ravens. Could they really drop to 1-3? This is a really good team, one of the best offenses in the NFL. Actually, the number 1 offense statistically. They'll be on the road here versus the 1-2 Kansas City Chiefs. Both these teams, playoff teams from last season with Super Bowl expectations this year. They're not just good teams just trying to make the playoffs. Both of these teams are competing to make a run at the Super Bowl, and one of them is going to drop to 1-3. It is crazy stuff. That's why we love it. The Chiefs, I have to say this, they probably had the toughest schedule so far up to this point of the season, but they got to win this game. They cannot afford to drop to 1-3. They don't have a true number 1 wide receiver. Someone has to step up. They don't have Worthy yet. Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher for the Chiefs in week 4. That's not good enough. I need the running back room. Pacheco, you guys got to step up. You got to ground and pound the ball. The offensive line has to step up. The defense, they're doing what they need to do. But outside of Travis Kelce, the rest of this team, where are they? And right now, Baltimore, a 55.1% chance to win. Chiefs, 44.6%. Ravens, 2.5-point favorites, 48.5 over under. Baltimore's minus 150. Kansas City is plus 130. Vegas is saying it's going to be the runner-ups to the Super Bowl last year, the Kansas City Chiefs, dropping to 1-3. This is a very veteran, experienced roster here. They still have the whole season in front of them, but you don't want to start out 1-3, especially when you're not able to get into shootouts versus these really good teams. But a lot of people will also say that the Ravens can't beat these good teams. Whenever they play a big brand, they always seem to somehow cough it up in the fourth quarter. Looking at these overall team stats here, you have the Ravens coming in here, the number 1 offense, 37 points a game, throwing for 208, running for 123. They're giving up 32 points a game, 266 through the air, 149 on the ground. They had the number 1 rush defense last year. Where is the defense this season? Every single game is turned into a shootout, and they keep losing them in the fourth quarter. KC, 20 points a game. They're giving up 18.7. Their defense is playing exceptionally well, but I need that offense to get that average, points per game up to about 24, 25. That's what they need to do to have a real shot to not just make the playoffs, but make another run at the Super Bowl. With this Ravens team, this is one of the most loaded offensive rosters. Jackson, Derrick Henry just shy of 2,000 yards last season. Flowers, Bateman, Andrews, likely weapons at every single position. They can run the ball. They can control time of possession. Chiefs usually have a very good rush defense. With as bad as the Ravens' defense is, the Chiefs may have opportunities to score some points, make this game close, and Baltimore keeps losing it in the fourth quarter, but I think they hold it off. They finally get a fourth quarter win. They win this one 27-20. I have them covering the spread, guys. I'm going with the under again. And our final Sunday night game, 8:20 p.m. on NBC, the 2-1 Green Bay Packers. A lot of people saying last week the Packers were the best team in the NFL, and then they came out and laid a complete egg versus the Browns last week. But hey, they played so awful last week, they're due for the rebound. And thankfully for them, they're doing it versus the 1-2 Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys here, they got Dak Prescott back. They are playing awful. They are scoring some points. Williams, they're actually successfully running the ball this season. That's one thing that held them back last year. But the defense, it was bad last season. Somehow it's even worse right now. Dallas, 40.9% chance to win. Green Bay, 58.8% chance. The Packers here, 6.5-point favorites, a 46.5 over-under. Green Bay, minus 340. Dallas, plus 270. Jerry Jones, he's going to be very, very pissed off after this game, probably. This Green Bay Packers team loaded on the offensive side, and they also have one of the best defenses in the NFL currently. They're averaging 21.3 points a game, throwing for 202, running for 98, only giving up 14.7 points a game, only 64.3 on the ground. It's the front seven. They're going to live in the backfield. They're going to be in Dak Prescott's face the entire game, get pressure on him, force errant throws, try to get some turnovers. Cowboys, 24.7 points a game, throwing for 269, running for 125, but it's not the offense this season. That's not the problem. They're giving up 30.7 points a game, 288 through the air. Everybody in the world, even the Browns, could throw on the Dallas Cowboys. That's a dang shame. Give me the Packers winning this one 32-23. They cover the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. And we actually have two Monday night games. The first one, 7:15 p.m. on ESPN. The 0-3 New York Jets, the winless New York Jets, on the road versus the 0-3 Miami Dolphins. Both these teams looking for their first win. Both of these teams, the offenses are kind of up and down. A lot of turnovers. Both defenses have looked extremely awful this season. Who's going to play the most competent on the defensive side? That's who's going to win this one. Right now, Miami, 54.7% chance to win. New York, 44.9% chance. It's the Dolphins here. 2.5-point favorites at home. 44.5 over-under. Miami's coming into this game minus 145, the Jets plus 125. Looking at the overall team stats here, the big news here for the Jets is Justin Fields going to be healthy enough to play this game to get the start? If he's not, it's going to be Taylor here. You're going to get a mix of the same from both of them, but it's what Justin Fields can do with his legs. No one can quite run the ball like him except for Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels. This guy can take off. He can control time of possession. He can scramble third and long situations. You still have to expect a quarterback run. They can do a little bit of everything. One of the fastest guys at the quarterback position. They have Breece Hall. They have Garrett Wilson. The Dolphins, what are you getting with the Dolphins? You have McDaniels here. He's on the hot seat. Greer's on the hot seat. If McDaniels loses this game, he might get fired. How does Greer even still have a job? That guy should have been fired years ago. Miami needs to win this game. It's not optional. When you look at this offensive roster, it's not a bad offense. Tua, Achin, Hill, Waddle, all those are decent players. Tua here, though, I was never a big fan of his arm strength. He's not a powerful armed quarterback. He's an accurate quarterback, but he has definitely not had accuracy this season. 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's overthrowing guys. He's throwing passes short. He's looked awful, and please, for the love of God, don't have another concussion on the field. But they have to win this game based off of their offense. Their defense has been atrocious this season. Bad tackling, bad angles the entire year. It's going to be quite the game because both these teams giving up some points. Jets 23 points a game, giving up 31 points per game. Miami 18.7 points a game, giving up 32.3. This is two of the bottom 4 defenses in the NFL. Both offenses stink. I don't want to go anywhere near this game because I think it's a 50-50 pick 'em practically. I could see the Dolphins winning it, but so much just hinges on how does this offense look and how bad is the defense? Which defense is going to stink the least? Give me the Jets winning it. They win it 24-20. I'll go with the plus 2.5, and I'm just ever so slightly going to go with the under. And we made it to our final game of the weekend, Monday night, 8:15 p.m. on ABC. The 2-1 Cincinnati Bengals. This team started out last season so slow. They dropped down to 0-3, 0-4. Then the offense really cranked it into high gear. Every single game was a shootout, but when you had Joe Burrow, you could still win some games. You don't have Joe Burrow right now. You still have Chase, still have Higgins. Might be the best wide receiver 1-2 combo in the NFL. You have Browning here. Browning playing solid so far, filling in for Burrow, but there's only one Joe Burrow. They led the NFL in passing last season, and still, they were an under 500 team. That's why you need Burrow here, because you got to get into a shootout practically every single matchup. They're on the road versus the 1-2 Denver Broncos. They also started out last year really slow, but about week 4 or 5, they really turned it on. Bo Nix started playing well. Props to Sean Payton there. And they had a top 5 defense last season. They were getting after it. Also finished with a top 8 offense. So this is about the time for them to really hit the rhythm, really hit the ground running. Broncos, 57.2% chance to win. Cincinnati, 42.5. Denver, 7.5-point favorites, 44.5 over-under. Cincinnati, plus 320. Denver, minus 425. No one's given Jake Browning and the Bengals a shot here on the road in Denver. The high altitude. Bo Nix, I want to see him get things running. Get that ground game going. Right now he has 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. J.K. Dobbins, Sutton, he has a really good defense to back him up. On the other side, Browning, a lot of pressure on you. You have to dominate this game. You got to throw it up to your big guys. Chase, Higgins, they really need to help Browning out here. And the offensive line has to give Browning the time. They're averaging 19.3 per game, giving up 30.3. Cincinnati's defense was atrocious last season. It is atrocious again this season. I don't have much faith without Joe Burrow on the field. Denver, 22.7 points a game, giving up 21.3. That number will start going down as the offense starts to control the pace here, starts to give the defense some time to breathe. Give me Denver winning this one. They pull off the W here, 28-17. Their defense dominates. I see some turnovers. Denver wins it. They cover the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. Guys, that's all of our bets for all of our Week 4 NFL matchups. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop them below. Let me know what your favorite picks are. Who do you think is going to win these matchups this weekend? Leave it in the comment section. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. Of course, as always, thank you for watching.